What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So, this Friday, April 18th, Ryan Coogler's new film Sinners debuts in theaters everywhere, right? And y'all, black folks, black Americans, black people, my black folks for real, we cannot let this movie bomb. We can't let this movie fail at all. We got to make sure this movie is #1 at the box office. We got to make sure it remains #1 at the box office for a long time. Seriously. We got to make sure this movie go crazy like they doing about Minecraft and all that. What's that movie? We got to make sure it goes up. For real. When I'm watching this, brother, I've been watching all the interviews surrounding the movie, and I'm getting more hyped just thinking about it. Rotten Tomatoes giving it a perfect score, right? When I'm seeing people just raving about it that went to early screenings and they're talking about how much of a masterpiece it is. When I'm listening to this brother from Oakland, California, from the Bay Area, Oakland and Richmond, he up in these interviews and he's talking about aspect ratios of film. He got a 10-minute video. He's talking about the aspect ratios of film and how certain aspect ratios work better with certain scenes and all this type of stuff. Y'all, I have never been interested in any of that in my life. But watching him talking about it and watching how passionate that brother talked about that, I'm like, yeah, I'm all in. This brother he has great attention to detail about every single thing. Every single thing he does. I mean, he takes pride in his work. He's super serious about it. He loves what he does. And you can tell by the way he speaks about it. I've watched him speak passionately about films on the big platforms as well as the smaller platforms. He didn't just talk excited about the film on The Breakfast Club and Power 105. Hot 97. I'm sorry, Hot 97 and The Breakfast Club and all of that and Good Morning America. He talked about it, how excited he is on the film when he went on small channels that have smaller followings than me or the similar type of followings that I have. He still spoke with that same passion and, answered these questions elaborately. I'm like, the attention to detail and everything he put into this film, we got to support this film, man. You hear this clamoring for original movies all the time. People say, we want original movies. We don't want remakes. We don't want stories made from books and all that. We want original stories. This is an original story, y'all. Written by this man, this black man, Ryan Coogler, man. Young dude, he not even 40 years old. Has given us Fruitvale Station. Powerful film. Powerful film. And y'all know I always give him an applause because the movie is not just centered around what happened to Oscar Grant. It humanized him and let you know what type of person he was, what family man he was, how he was with his friends, all of that, right? And I told y'all it's a rough movie for me to watch because the way Michael B. Jordan portrayed Oscar Grant in the film, it reminded me of my late brother, who my brother had his life taken from him when he was 19 years old back in 2004. And he reminded me of my brother watching that film, right? Ryan Coogler has given us Creed. Now, I don't care what nobody say, man. Ryan had a hard task with bringing back a franchise that people hold near and dear to their heart. There were people expecting Creed to be trash and they were ready to ridicule it. They were ready to say this movie was terrible, yada, yada, yada. Ryan knocked it out the park, okay? And did it in emphatic fashion by, again, introducing the character of Adonis Creed. And the way he wrote that story, because Sylvester Stallone, he didn't write that. Ryan wrote that story. And the way he wrote Adonis Creed as a love child, as a child of an adulterous affair, that made that character have something to strive for. It had him have an actual story. You know what I mean? If he's not written that way, Adonis doesn't have much to prove like that. It's much more on the line for him to prove that he's a real Creed, to prove that he belongs, to prove that he's not a mistake by writing that character like that. Then he follows it up with Black Panther and makes Black Panther a worldwide sensation because Black Panther was a B-list Marvel character. It wasn't like a Marvel character. When I say B-list, I'm not saying he wasn't important. What I'm saying is that he wasn't Black Panther and T'Challa was not widely known like other Marvel characters that we're used to knowing. Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, so on and so forth. T'Challa was not spoken about in the same light as the Incredible Hulk and all these other characters. Ryan Coogler and his direction and the way he brought that story together made Black Panther a household name as a character. For real, right? People that weren't even into comic books came out to see that. Then you had Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, the second Black Panther film, and he gets flack for that, y'all, but I'll tell y'all all the time. That was a great film. I don't care what nobody say, especially due to the fact that he had to rewrite his entire script after his lead actor passes away unexpectedly. Nobody knew he was sick except his own family. And what he did with that film and made it an emotional film and wrapped it around the death of Chadwick Boseman, like the way he presented that, man, and Shuri's character arc from going to playful little sister to having all these serious moments and introducing Namor the Submariner and all of that, that was dope. This one right here, though, this story here, telling about a story about black folks in the Mississippi Delta, right? Talking about black folks in the Mississippi Delta and during the Prohibition era, and telling a vampire story, and again, all of this is connecting to me because I went to college. Hold on. Sorry, y'all, I had to check on something real quick. But yeah, I went to college in the Mississippi Delta at Mississippi Valley State University. So when I hear he got a story set in Clarksdale, Mississippi, the same place where my son's mother is from, right? And, you see any black folks, he bringing Delroy Lindo back to the screen, man. What's my man, Omar Miller? Bringing him to the screen. All that, Delroy, man. Crooklyn is the first Spike Lee joint I ever watched in my life. And I love Delroy in there. And then seeing Delroy as West Indian Archie and Crooklyn and so on and so forth, Romeo Must Die, all these different films. Wunmi Masaku, watched her on Lovecraft Country, giving her a chance to shine. And Michael B. Jordan, man, him and Mike and Ryan Coogler have a chance to be that Spike and Denzel type of combination, right? Now I know Mike get a lot of flack for his acting range and all of that, and but I think Mike gonna give us his best performance to date, playing a set of twins, But I'm very proud of Ryan. I love the fact that the brother does not code switch. He's a brother from the Bay Area, and he don't try to hide that. He's still professional, even with having that Bay Area accent. You know what I mean? He doesn't feel bad about it. He doesn't try to talk different and change the way he speaks when he's around these esteemed individuals who are highly revered and all of that. He's still himself within all of that. And that's something that I can appreciate as a black man. You don't have to get around people and be, gee willikers, gosh, I would like some Grey Poupon and Earl Grey tea. He don't do all of that, right? But he's still he articulates himself very well, even with that accent. And he's able to get across what he's saying and be astute about what he's saying. When I watched that film breakdown and breaking down the aspect ratios and all of that, I was floored. And when I'm watching when he's talking about the influences from where he's pulling things from for the film, Robert Johnson and the lore of Robert Johnson in the Mississippi Delta, the man, that said he sold his soul to the devil to learn how to play the guitar and achieve success, mainstream success, so on and so forth. And it's going to be a lot of hidden messages about Black America and all different type of things and racial oppression, so on and so forth in this film set during this time. Yeah, man, and then the twins in the movie are coming back. They're coming back home from Chicago, which is where I'm born and raised, But yeah, man, we got to make sure this film does well. He put his heart, mind, and soul into this. Him and his beautiful wife. She a producer on the film. He's so passionate about this, because now he has his own work that he's written, and it's not anybody else's intellectual property. It's his own. You know what I mean? This is like his baby that he's presenting to the world. And I think that not just because I know the film is going to be great, because of who Ryan Coogler is and the pride that he takes in his work. We got to go out and see this and support this brother, man. Young black dude out here, not even 40 years old, doing great things, When I think about what happened to him in Bank of America and all of that, and again, the strides he's made in his directing career, in his career as a movie director, it's been outstanding, y'all. It's when you think about it, man, like yo, from Fruitvale to now having his own movie with his own intellectual property, where it's his own intellectual property, he's writing it, all of that. It's really, really special to him. And I'm excited. I've been excited since I first saw the first preview of the film, the first trailer of the film, what, 6 months since 6 months ago? And then 2 months ago, they put out the second trailer. And I'm just really excited to see this body of work. I'm going to see this film at least twice, at minimum twice. I'm going to go see it on Friday. I'm going to try to go see it on Friday as soon as I get off work. And then I'm going to go see it on Tuesday as well, because y'all know I go on $5 Tuesday to go see movies. So I'm going to go see this movie at minimum twice. And I'm just excited. I've been talking about this movie a whole lot. I did a live stream video about the film. I did a regular video about the film. And this is another video I'm doing because I want Black America to support this young brother, man, and his vision and his dream. Because there are still some people saying they haven't heard about it and it's not getting certain press that other films get. And we got to make sure we spread the word about it. I've been talking about it on my social media, all of that. We got to make sure Ryan gets his flowers for the work that he's put in with this film. And want to make sure it does well, you know. And I'm speaking of black folks because, again, man, when we get a black brother doing excellently like this and putting his passion into this like this for real, one of the only young black dudes in that type of space is getting this type of acclaim and getting, you know, movies with his own intellectual property, getting a chance to put something out like this. We got to support it, man. Especially when you know the brother gonna do a great job with it. You know he not gonna BS. You know he not gonna cut corners. You know he's gonna give you the best product. You know, and I can tell he's proud of the product that he's done because he's asking people, "Did you see the movie?" And he's excited to talk about it. He's excited to talk about so many different things, man. I've been watching all the interviews with him and the cast of the movie, and I know I'm going to be impressed, and I'm excited to see the film, and I believe y'all should too. I know some people are scared, are afraid of horror. You know, I don't know how afraid some of you all are how afraid you all are of vampires, because some people are afraid of different things. I normally don't do horror, but I can handle vampires. You know what I'm saying? And hell, even if you got to close your eyes to a lot of the scenes, just go see it, man. If you can get through that, if you can get past that fear, because I think this movie should be supported, and yeah, I think it's going to be great messages in the movie as well. We got two end credit scenes, you know, kind of like a Marvel movie, which leads me to believe that this movie will probably be a trilogy. We could get a trilogy, you know what I mean? Kind of like Blade was a trilogy. Now that third Blade film, terrible, you know, you know, but them first two Blade films, really, really great. And I'm hoping we can get a trilogy from this. And I think the better this film does, the better the budget Ryan will have for other movies. And we can keep getting great films from him. Very proud of Ryan Coogler. And been a fan of his work since Fruitvale Station. And so I'm going to keep supporting. And again, there's not that before this press run, we hadn't seen a ton of interviews from Ryan. I saw him break down like different scenes in Black Panther, the first Black Panther film, and that's when I knew he was on a different level. The way where there was a scene where T'Challa, Nakia, and Okoye are in Busan, and then they come in to the venue, and they are all wearing colors of the Pan-African flag, and how he pointed that out. I didn't even pay attention to that, and I'm like, every single thing had his attention to detail was so great. And he always has Ruth Carter working wardrobe for his movies and all of that, man. And even the fact that he riding with his boy Michael B. Jordan. He like, yo, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mike, my guy. And we gonna bring y'all some dope films. I like that. Mike is your boy. Keep putting Mike in them movies and make Mike the star in them movies, man. And keep delivering this great showing to us, man. And yeah, man, y'all, as y'all can tell, I'm excited to see the movie. I keep raving about it. I'm seeing these great reviews, and I think we are going to see a masterpiece come Friday. So y'all check out Sinners this Friday or any other time after that. Comes out April 18th. Yeah, man, y'all get y'all popcorn ready. Get everything ready. Is if y'all ready to is y'all ready to drink? Is y'all ready to sweat till y'all stank? In words of the boy, what's the name? Stack. In words of the character Stack from the movie Sinners, man. One of the twins that Michael B. Jordan plays. But let's get to it, y'all. Machiavelli Mills TV. Peace.